Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for the 7th video in this whole video media industry segment. So today I'm going to be reading an article, or just telling you about it. It's called Every Time We Take an Uber, We're Spreading Its Social Poison. There's been a crazy amount of stuff about Uber in the news lately, so I just decided to do one of those articles, because why not? There's so much about it, and there's a crazy amount of different opinions about different stuff going on with them, and it's very interesting to say the least. So basically, like, the first line of this article, I have to read it because it's actually, it's funny and it makes complete sense. There are a few things that $5 billion can't buy, and one of them is manners. So basically, like, a couple weeks ago, this video surfaced, and it was on about Travis Kalanick. I think that's how you say his name. He's actually the CEO for Uber. And in the video, he was like patronizing and swearing, yelling at one of these drivers for the company who had complained about like the harsh company policies that Uber has. I guess there's a lot going on and questionable about their policies, and it made him go bankrupt, so he's really upset about that. So there's another thing I want to read for you, because it's a comment that actually he made in the video. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but you should. It's questionable for sure. It said, "Some people don't like to take responsibility for their own shit." So, like, although this may be like, it's like a big thing in the business world, like, although it's kind of like a philosophy, and although, like, I get it, at the same time, like, why would you, like, start a company if you don't want responsibility on your own shoulders? Like, you shouldn't just be a public asshole just because you don't want the hate on you. Like, I get, like, the whole situation, but at the same time, like, think about it before you, like, freak out and then get something like this online, because it's not coming down. It's up there forever. So basically, like, I'll just jump back into what the article is saying, sorry. So, like, basically what we already know is that Uber is, like, pretty sleazy, and, like, it just basically explains, like, why is this clip so shocking. Basically, it reveals an uncomfortable truth about, like, the character of our power elites in the business world. It's basically like part of us would prefer to imagine that their tactics are like all polished and ethical, but we know they aren't. And then the article just kind of like expands a bit on that. And honestly, like, I doubt there's really a single business left out there who's actually genuine and ethical. Like, maybe when they first start out, sure, I get that. Like, you're just starting, you're coming up with all your business plans and all that. But, like, really everything evolves into something like Uber's case, with like sneaky things in the back, but it's just not public to the rest of us, so we don't like quite know about it because we can't see it. And then of course, the article babbles on about Trump, because he's involved in everything for now. I'm not gonna really go super into it, because it's just basically talking about him as a power elite and how he's Trump, so it's just very repetitive. But just to get the gist of what they were saying, they basically want him and like other business elites want us to picture them as competent, and like there's a little, I don't know, like it's all just part of how like corporate power brands itself. And like this is why it matters that this video exposes Kalanick as one of the world's most richest men, like Trump, as a thoroughly unpleasant, ugly person. And he comes across as like ruthless. He doesn't come across as ruthless. He comes across as rude in this video. You'll see if you watch it. So basically, the next article talks about how it remains to be seen whether or not that like the activists who are pushing to have people to stop using Uber as a service will actually like get what they want, because like a lot of people say they don't have an option but to use Uber, but like that's totally not true. There's always other options for transportation. It's just people are cheap, and that's why they like Uber. Like they can say like, they said, actually, okay, this is really funny, I want to read it. They said a line in the article that was hilarious. So, taking an Uber home is the ethical equivalent of the greasy late night kebab. You know it's bad for you, but there's a filthy, guilty pleasure in being able to meet your immediate animal needs. Your gut might make you answer for your midnight takeout, but it won't kill you. So basically, they're like, you may use Uber because you know it's like a guilty pleasure, and it's not going to kill you, but you will pay for it in the long run, because it's like a slow social poison, like invading into our society. So basically, we're living in a socioeconomic reality whose driving philosophy can accurately be described by like a sauced up frat boy, is what they like describe in the article, like in the back of a taxi, and we continue to like take on this whole thing. It's basically like, how much can we tolerate of this whole Uber thing before people stop using it? Like, that's what the article is just saying. How long will it go for? Honestly, I don't think people are gonna stop, because it's not really like the whole aspect of, oh, it's so like sketchy and dodgy, I don't want to use it. It's the price that makes everybody cling to it. Like, it's not everything that's going on with the CEO. It's, oh my god, this is cheap, this is awesome. I'm not paying $40 for a cab. I could pay $15, $20 and get home, and it's so much easier. I don't have to wait, and they can find me, and it's good for drunk people. So I don't know, either way, it saves money, so that's why we like it. That's really all I have to say about that. There's a lot of different articles, so take a look at the video as well. And that's everything. Thanks, guys.